I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat. They know it.
Pure exhilaration, feel it when you leave the earth. 100% adrenaline rush is what we know it's worth. If nothing else, we came to do it.
Let me say this. Michael Jordan is the greatest athlete in terms of popularity, his game, how he moved the culture. I would say ever, no in sports of all time, I would say Michael Jordan is the greatest athlete to ever live. He will always be the gold standard when it comes to athletes.
I agree with that.
It will never be another athlete that's the gold standard. I think Tiger Woods got close. I think Ali, if he wouldn't have came back, he got close. I think those are the only three. And I think LeBron James is creeping up to that.
What is your basis on the gold standard? Like, what do you mean? Like,
I think Michael Jordan embodied hard work meets talent. I think he had 100% of both of those. I think a lot of times you'll see a guy, he'll take a game off, but he has immense talent. Okay. Then you'll see a hard-working guy, but he don't have a lot of talent. I think Jordan had all of those things, and he utilized those every night. I think LeBron he works hard, and he has talent, but LeBron James, there's nights that LeBron James won't.
He's reached that level now. He's not taking nights off anymore. Earlier in his career, I agree, but he's at that Jordan level where his hard work and talent are colliding.
I will give you that now. Yeah. I was surprised to see him play.
Yeah,
actually more games than he's playing right now. Yeah. And right now, just talking about it, LeBron James, he's playing at it. And when I watched him last night, I can't remember who they played last night. They played the Pelicans, and I watched Zion. Mm-hmm. And LeBron James' IQ on the court and his ability to control the game is second to. I've never seen an athlete be able to control the game the way LeBron James does. It is unbelievable. He knows the spots to get to. He knows where his teammates wants the ball. He knows when to score. He knows when to drive. It is unparalleled what he does on the court. He's taken his athleticism. He's added his IQ. And he's learned the game of basketball better than I think anybody has ever learned the actual IQ aspect of the game.
I agree with that. And that's because, like, going back to the topic at hand, we're in two different eras. The era that we live in now requires that. It requires you to understand because everyone is extremely athletic.
Absolutely.
Everyone is extremely talented. Everyone is extremely skillful. We joke all the time. Like, back in the day, what's my man's name for the New York Knicks?
John Starks.
Anthony Mason. Anthony Mason could not play in today's NBA.
Absolutely not.
Let's be real.
He'll be fouling. He went back to the NBA roster.
Exactly.
I know that's a bold statement. Anthony Davis was a tough son of a gun. I'll give you that. He was the guy that you would want at the playground. But in the day's NBA, he would be outmatched.
Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley.
Absolutely. Dale
Davis. Those guys
couldn't. I don't think they could play just athleticism.
Yeah.
Toughness, yes.
Yeah. Could not play in today's NBA because everyone can shoot, everyone can dribble, everyone is athletic. So now you have to beat people mentally. And
let me give a little respect to the older heads. It doesn't mean that that wasn't great for their time.
Exactly.
It's just that their game wouldn't translate to this era, but they were great. So yes. I don't want to knock them or make it seem like they were trash because they wasn't trash. No. It's just that now the game has evolved to a different level. Yes. Now let me say this. Let's go into this. Do you believe that Jordan was able to develop at a slower pace than LeBron James was? And do you think if LeBron James had the real time, without the scrutiny, without the shows, without the constant media coverage, Jordan got it too, but again, the public didn't really see it. It was just really behind. You may see it in the paper, but you didn't really see like the constant news cycle like that LeBron had to deal with. Do you think the GOAT debate would be over, or do you think that LeBron James would be at a different level if he played in a different era? Unfair question, but I just want to ask for the sake.
LeBron James would be at a completely different level. The eras, and I love this topic. I'm glad that we're talking about this because people don't understand how much the world has changed from LeBron James's era. Heck, even when LeBron James got into the league until fast forward to 2021, it's completely different.
Absolutely.
We live in a possession by possession league. You are a judge of how
you are
literally, Michael Jordan was judged playoffs to playoffs, not even game to game. How he did in the playoffs, championships.
LeBron got Skip Bayless every day.
Every day. Not even every day. He's tweeting. If LeBron James misses a free throw, Skip Bayless is tweeting about how terrible he is. Think about if the players back in the 90s had to deal with social media. Take it off of the basketball court. We know what these modern day athletes and celebrities, we know who they're talking to, who they're hanging around, who they're dating, what they're doing after hours. Could you imagine if we knew everything that Michael Jordan did every single day of his life?
We got to see a little bit of it in the Last Dance.
After, exactly.
And it changed the perspective of a lot of people as well. It did. People had a little bit of, he was like that. It took some of the mystique off of Jordan a little bit.
Listen, everybody talks about Michael Jordan and how clutch he is. I'm not refuting that at all.
Of course.
And how mentally tough he is. I'm not refuting that at all. But he retired because he couldn't handle the pressure the media was putting on him about gambling. Think about that.
And I think like a lot of players, and here's where we don't give LeBron James enough. He knows how to handle the media.
He knows.
He's a great master because 616 he's been getting covered. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Like, think about it. He had a game on ESPN. Like, bro, like the whole world was watching to see was he a part.
At the age of 16.
So he been able to absorb media and take it. It wasn't a negative connotation. It was somebody that was in favor of him. It was giving him accolades. Yes. It was giving him praise. But you got to understand, even for the black athlete back in the early 80s and 90s, Jordan, he was getting. I went back and looked at this. You know, all the time Jordan wasn't covered favorably. It wasn't Air Jordan all the time. It was, you're shooting too much. You're doing that one-on-one isolation back. That was a narrative.
Listen, that's minuscule compared to what
I get it, but what I'm saying,
think about what Jim Brown, think about what Muhammad Ali, those athletes, Arthur Ashe athletes.
Oh, no question. I'm definitely not comparing
that's
that.
real pressure. Like, I think
don't do that. We can't do that. We cannot.
But we're talking about, like, Michael Jordan is given this cloak of mystique where he could just have overcome anything. We saw firsthand he could not handle the pressure the media was putting on him in 1994 and 1993-94. He retired.
You're doing the same thing you did with Kyrie.
He retired.
You are spilling things over off the court.
It doesn't matter. What's the difference? What's the difference?
I'm not. We're not comparing.
But Kobe Bryant retired when he went through this controversy. He could have.
Cody wanted to be traded. He wanted to be traded.
I'm talking about when the Colorado thing went down. Did he retire? Michael Jordan took his ball and he went home.
To be fair, Michael Jordan, he did have his father pass away. I
understand that. But what I'm saying is LeBron James is, if Michael Jordan were under the same, and I know it's hard to compare eras.
It is.
Michael Jordan
it's impossible,
said
actually.
The same thing. But just think about if Michael Jordan was under the same microscope as LeBron James. We know how competitive he is. And if Skip Bayless got on first, whatever the show he is on with Shannon Sharp, and he ripped Michael Jordan the way he rips LeBron James, Michael Jordan will come out the next night and shoot 60 shots. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, he would. And listen, but we can't do if it's unfair. It is, because we don't know. And we don't know what we don't know. True. So it's unfair to I stopped doing that. I get the argument, I get it. I agree that players evolve and get better. I do agree with that. But how they have handled things of this nature, I don't know. There's a reverse side to that. Imagine Jordan's brand, how big it was then, and multiply it by social media. Now,
that's a tough one too, Steve.
But think about it. Though. But maybe that's like LeBron. Maybe he gets used to handling it. Maybe he anytime something keeps happening over and over again, you become accustomed to it. You have the ability to understand whether it hurts or not. We're judging him on the time that this time is not the time he lived in.
Yeah, but isn't that a part of his mystique?
I don't know.
Because Michael Jordan, he wasn't tangible. Like, the modern day athlete is tangible. Like, we feel like we can reach out and touch. Like, I can send LeBron James a tweet, and if it's controversial enough, he may respond.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, Michael Jordan wasn't tangible. You had to go to the game and watch him and pray to God that he came outside by your hotel.
And I seen Michael Jordan in 1992 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I never forget that. But that I think that's why the argument is still relevant, because of the absolute just mystique of Michael Jordan and what he is and what he meant to the culture. Michael Jordan's effort, just his effort, inspired black men all across the nation to dispel the notion that we don't work hard, that we don't do things. His effort on a basketball court, combining with his talent, working hard, it ushered in a new idea about who we are as black people and black men in particular. So I would say that's what's keeping the argument going. And while LeBron hadn't ran away with it.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out footage from our latest episode. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel, The Steve Joe Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.